Has put the link in the chat. Jared, I think Nathan has as well. So both of them have put the link in the chat for the San Antonio event in November. And this is one of those things that is going to be your liftoff, your launch pad for 2025. So if you are anywhere near, if you can find a Southwest ticket to San Antonio, if you can get in the car with 3 or 4 other people, oh my gosh, the people who drive the furthest tend to get the most from big events like this. So put yourself in the environment where you're surrounded by people who are like you and who are taking their life to the next level. That's what the San Antonio and every event in USANA is about. So thank you, Jared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, so many amazing things. Yes, the client objections, all of the objections. You guys are going to get those objections. Practice it. Practice it with your spouse. Practice it with your mentor. Get the language where it just rolls off of your tongue and you're just very at ease whenever those objections come. An objection is just tell me more. It's not a barrier. It's just, I don't have enough information to make a decision. So when you think about it that way, then it's not a resistance. It's just, they need more information, right? So, all right. We are now going to get the opportunity for you to hear from the U.S. and our fearless leader within the USANA world. So he has over 20 years experience in leading sales and marketing organizations on the corporate side in network marketing businesses. From startup to billion-dollar brands, he knows what it takes to get a business into hypergrowth, to sustain it, and to drive new expansive growth in the business. In just one short year, he's been working with the sales force with many of you and really seeing what you need to be able to take your business to the next level. And that is the Experience Pack, the Vision Summit promotion, the Go Executive promotion, all have been things that he was the mastermind behind. In addition, the opportunity video and the compensation plan video. So just in his very short period of time here, he's already done some massive heavy lifting to give you guys what you need to grow your business and reach that next generation of people that you'll be bringing into USANA. So leading the helmet in the U.S. business and here to give you everything that you need to grow your business and leading all of us on the sales teams, please welcome our General Manager, Stephen Jones.
Charla, thank you so much. What a lovely introduction. And can I compliment you? What an amazing job you've done hosting today. So big round of applause for you. I really appreciate you. So well done. Wow, what a day. I mean, what an absolute masterclass, right? There's a reason that we call these the Pace Setter Masterclass, and you have been well fed. I want to say a thank you to each and every one of our speakers and trainers here who've just done the most phenomenal job. I hope that each of you are getting what I'm getting from it. And even after all this time in the industry, I'm like Charla, I'm still making notes and I'm still writing down and I'm still like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I think there's so many things to take away from this. So a big thank you to all of our trainers and speakers today. And a big congratulations to each and every one of you for being here. If you're here, it means that you have achieved Pace Setter. It means that you have gone out there and done something that maybe other people weren't willing to do. And so I am really, really proud of you and all that you're doing to make your life better and to share health and financial opportunity and training and development and all of those kind of things with people that you come in contact with. It really is an amazing thing that you're doing. And so one message that has been pretty consistent, I think, throughout all of today is this message of how you help others get started. Because as a pace setter, you have already introduced people to USANA. You've already made that first step. And that's the difficult part. Okay. I always say that, when you first get started in business, your cell phone feels like it weighs, 2 tons or 1,000 pounds or, I don't know, 500 kilograms, whichever one you want to pick. But it feels like it weighs so much because you go to make that first phone call or that first text. And, and it just is so difficult. But it's all about getting started and doing the work and putting it in, learning, growing, repeating, and going into that cycle, just like so many of our speakers have spoken about today. And our speakers today have really been the best of the best. they're the leaders that are going on the growth trips. They're the leaders that are winning awards. They're the leaders that are out there crushing it. And it's just been absolutely amazing to see. So as we come to the end, and I'm your final speaker, as we come to the end, what is it that we want you to do as you leave your Pacesetter Masterclass? And I can really sum it up in this way. We want you to take what you've learned today and apply it into developing your system. What is your way of doing things? If I was to join your team today, what is it that you're asking me to do? And how easy is it for me to do it? And I love simple, straightforward things. Okay. I love things like the franchise system. I've often said, why do people start, a Subway franchise instead of just their own sandwich shop? And sure, there's some name recognition there, right? Subway's now a big name. But the reason that before Subway was a big name, why did people pick it? Because they would tell them exactly what to do. Here's what you do. You cut the bread this way. Then you put this on. Then you put that on. Then you put this on. Then you put that on, right? That's what people need when they get started. They need a launch plan. So next slide, please. So your job as a pace setter, your job as a mentor, as a responsible sponsor, as an upline leader, is to help people get started in the best possible way for them to achieve the kind of success that they want to achieve. And that kind of success is going to be different for everyone. Okay. But I want everyone to know when they first get started a couple of things. Next slide, please. And that is that disappointment is only unmet expectation. I thought this would happen. This is what happened. I'm now disappointed. Whereas if I thought this would happen, but this happens, I'm really excited, right? So we've got to set the right expectation. Some things to know for entrepreneurship, right? I love kind of farming, and I've spent so much of my career working with incredible farmers and understanding that process. I have so much respect for the work that goes into that. Our country, whether you're from the US originally or here now, our country is really built on the backbone of farmers and people who provide so that we can go to the supermarkets and stores and get that food. And so I've come to really appreciate it. And so, from that process, we learn a lot about the entrepreneurial journey. And that is that most of the time, the important growth will happen in here. It's going to happen below the surface before any of the results come. Right? So people will say, oh, you've been doing that USANA thing, but I don't see you driving a Ferrari yet. No, but I'm building a Ferrari in here. I'm building a Ferrari in here. Those are where the results are going to come first. Okay, so that's lesson number one. Lesson number two, the day you plant the seed and the day you enjoy the fruit don't happen on the same day. Okay, I give this another one of having an expectation. I would give an expectation that when people join as an associate, it is a minimum 12-month process that they're committing to. If they think that they're going to join and get rich in a week, they've got the wrong business. They've got the wrong company, because we're not going to mislead people. We're not going to lie to people, right? We are here to help them build a long-lasting, more meaningful, happier, healthier life. That's what we do. Okay, so the day that you plant the seed and the day you enjoy the fruit are not the same day. Results take work, and work produces results. Again, if somebody thinks they're going to come in, I've joined, I'm going to sit around now, what's going to happen? Nothing. They need to work here, and then they need to work here. Okay, we need to be able to do the work that it takes. But this is the most important journey that I think in entrepreneurship with USANA versus a traditional business. You don't have to do this alone. Entrepreneurship can be a really lonely business. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and when they get started, it's really tough. But one of the things I love most about the USANA model is you're not in this alone. You have somebody who introduced you. They have somebody who introduced them. You join a team straight away of a like-minded community who is committed to helping you succeed. Then you can look at your perceived weaknesses, right? So I'll use me, for example. And I say, well, I'm not as young as I used to be, or maybe I'm too old for this business. But here's the beauty of USANA. I can go and enroll someone who's younger. So now we can succeed. Well, I might say I want to build a big Chinese business, but I don't speak Chinese. But I can go and enroll somebody who speaks Chinese. So now we can win together. I might say that I want somebody that lives in trying to think of a good market, South Korea. I want to build a business in South Korea. Well, I don't live in South Korea. Guess what? I can what? Go and enroll somebody who lives in South Korea. Oh, I don't really know a lot about health and nutrition. I'm not very scientific. Okay, can you see where I'm going with this? I don't need it. I can go and enroll someone who's really scientific and we can win together. You don't have to do this alone. You're in business for yourself, but never in business by yourself with USANA. That's the beauty of this method of entrepreneurship. So next slide, please. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I think that everyone who is a responsible sponsor should sit down with everybody that they enroll and spend time with them. And I think it's probably got to be an hour and go through these 8 steps, right? And this is my version of the 8 steps. You can make your version of the 8 steps. This would normally take an hour. I'm going to go through it in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to have to go fast. Okay, so this is not going to give me a full training. I'm going to give you the skeleton outline of it. Okay, but here's my 8 steps. It starts with why, become a trusted voice of experience, be consistent, know where to look, plan who to share with, master how to share, start sharing with people, follow up and mentor. All right, because we're going to talk about commitment and consistency. They're my 2 C words, commitment and consistency. Next slide, please. Okay, so it starts with why. I'm now going to talk to you like you are the person that I have enrolled in the business. I am your sponsor in this imaginary situation. Okay, so you've gone ahead and got started, and I really want to help you. And you know what? It's going to take commitment, and commitment is what you're willing to do on the days long after you were excited to do it. Because commitment means doing things when you don't want to do them, when you're tired, when you're busy, when there's that new show on Netflix you want to watch, right? So your why needs to be powerful. What is it that you're doing this? And you might want to make a bit of extra money. That's great. But what do you want to do with the money? I had a marketing professor that used to say when people go to the store and they buy a hammer, they don't actually want the hammer. What they want is a nail in the wall. So what's the nail for you? What is it that you want? What's missing from your life right now? What would you change in your life and that you think about most often? I wish I was home more. I wish I didn't have to travel as much. I wish I wasn't so stressed. Where do you see yourself a year from now versus where do you want to see yourself a year from now? What is stopping you from being the best version of yourself? Then I want you to write down that why, and I want you to post it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. All right? A goal not written down is just a wish. We've got to make this happen. Next slide, please. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, you're going to have to become a trusted voice of experience. Why? Because 74% of people prefer to learn from somebody that is already doing it. And also, just from your point of view, it's a fact that 84% of people are more likely to share after seeing it work in their own life. You have to become a product of the product and a trusted voice of experience. Learn about the product so that you can be authentic and honest and be able to explain in simple terms. So you need to figure out, the right products for you, which ones you want to try. You were smart. You started with one of the experience packs, and so we got to get you sorted on that one. Step 3, next slide. And that means being consistent. The great philosopher Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. So if we want to become the best version of ourselves, it's not a one-time event. I'm not going to get in shape on a day. I'm not going to get out of shape on a day. It's going to be what I do consistently. Supporting our physical, emotional, mental health. It's about consistency. Right? We can build a successful business. It can be part-time. It just can't be sometimes. So you've got to make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do this because that's what we discussed. So here's what you need to do. Your homework is to, if you're not already, subscribe to a monthly auto order. That's going to give you the commitment you need for better long-term results. It's going to save you money because I don't want you spending a penny more than you ever wanted to, and you can cancel anytime. But you got to have that commitment so you've always got product to personally use, to share, and to sample, and to be able to talk about. All right, so you need to be consistent. Step 3, next step, step 4, next slide. You have to know where to look. Okay, so we have an abundance of resources for you, and I don't want you to have to worry about, figuring things out, because you are going to become an information DJ. All right, you're not creating new songs, you're just playing the greatest hits for all the guests that are going to love it. So I'm going to show you where the USANA Hub Media Center is. I'm going to show you how to go through your hub reports, and I'm going to give you my secret weapon. I'm going to show you the askthescientist.com, because you're going to get some people that ask you some strange questions like, what kind of magnesium do you use in your products? And I don't want you to freeze up and go, oh, I don't know. I want you to say, that's a great question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to the scientists that work for me so that they can answer your questions directly. I'm going to send you a link and you can ask them all the questions you want. There's a ton of information there, and I'll do that. Does that sound good? There we go. They got to know where to look and become an information DJ. Next slide, please. Plan on who to share with. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of having a plan and putting that plan in. Okay, just posting on Facebook, just posting on WeChat and hoping that people are going to then come running to you and say, you haven't sold out, have you? I mean, that could happen, but realistically, more often than not, that's not what happens. So you need to have a list of people that you need to work with. You have a plan for what you're going to say to them and how you're going to follow up. And this is not a post and pray doesn't work. I love it, Jared. That's exactly what it is. Please, somebody message me. Okay. When we talk about building a list, I really want to drill down on this, because everyone does it and everyone thinks about it as being a one-time event. Building a list is a skill that you have to continually do over and over and over. I worked for a major, before I got into network marketing and direct selling, I worked for a major high street banking organization, and I worked in their marketing department, and we would send out letters and emails and offers for credit cards and personal loans. And we had a packet of data that we would use to know who to send to. Well, what do you think that data was? It was a list. It was a list of names of people and where they lived and how much they earned and where they shopped and who they, whether they owned their home. It was all information about them. And then we could target offers based on that. But we had a list of names. That was it. There's no different. This is a multi-billion-dollar a year banking organization, and they create a list. Then what do? They add names to that list over and over and over. This is how the successful companies do it. And so if you're going to write down some names and you think, oh, this isn't how professionals do it, it's 100% exactly how professionals do it. They have an audience, they have a segment, they have a community, whoever you want to call it, but it's a list. Okay. And that's where the money is. The money is in your list. Okay. All right. Next slide, please. So you got to plan to share with, then you got to master how to share. Right? This is where most people get afraid. What do I say? I don't know what to say. Am I going to get it wrong? First of all, don't worry if you get it wrong. Right? There's lessons in there's learning in those lessons. So don't be afraid to have a script. Jared just did a phenomenal job there. I love when he does that training. Don't be afraid to have a script. Right? Practice that script. Look in the mirror. Do all that, and ask questions to invite them to participate. Oh, back one slide, please. Thank you. I love the if I would you. Right? If I send you this video link, would you be able to watch it tonight? If I come over, would you have 30 minutes? If I would you, right? Makes it an easy question. And then giving options. Jared did a great job on this one as well. He teed up for this. I love giving people options, because if you say, hey, you're free tonight? No. Whereas if I say, hey, I'm free tonight at 6, or I'm free tomorrow at 12 for lunch, which is better for you? Right? I love that option. And also remember this, no one gets a yes 100% of the time. Disappointment is only unmet expectation. If you think you're going to get a yes 100% of the time, you're going to be very disappointed very, very quickly. It's just not how it works. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to create 2 to 3 scripts. You're going to practice in the mirror. You're going to practice with these friends, right? Not that you have to memorize it, but you have to master it. You have to be comfortable with it and put it in your own voice so that you can be authentic, right? Then you need to make a daily and a weekly goal for how many people you're going to share with. Okay. Step 7. Let's move to the next slide. Actually, let's give this script. I think the next slide is a script. And if it's the one I'm thinking of, we're not moving forward now. And so I jinxed it by going backwards a slide. But the next slide, if I was the one I'm thinking of, is a script. And I just want you to be able to kind of screen grab it. There we go. to be able to screen grab it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but sometimes people want to make an official announcement, official launch. I like this. I think it's a great idea because it lets the world know that you are in business. And, it's a great way to get referrals. So if you need a sample script for a post that you can use, go ahead and screen grab that. Okay, next slide, please. And then here's the next step. Start sharing with people, right? Cicero said that the skill to do comes from the doing. You have to go and do the doing. So make that announcement, let people know, and then remember it's about them. It's not about you, right? Most people start and say, I want to tell you about what I'm doing and why it's amazing and why I'm so good and why this is so good. It's about them and what they need. Use all of the tools and resources available. Become an information DJ. Get familiar with what video links you want to send. We have the opportunity video. We have a training on comp plan video. I think there's some of the great resources out there. We have product specific videos. And then make a commitment. When you first get started, the only thing that you need to concentrate on is that you're going to be talking to people and you're going to be having these info meetings. You're going to be doing, one-on-ones. You're going to be doing small group meetings. You're going to be doing presentations at home. You're going to be doing some Zoom calls. You're going to partner with your upline, right? You'll hear a lot of people talk about ABC, right? And the B stands for bridge. Right, bridge. If you don't know what to say, great. In this example, let's pretend that Jared was my upline because he just spoke before me, and I don't know what to say. But what I can say is, man, I just partnered with this amazing guy, and we're going to do some great things. And as I sit there, I can't help but think of you, and you're somebody I would love to partner as well. I really want to set up a time for the three of us to grab coffee because I think that you would really appreciate what he has to say as well. Can I set up a time? Are you free on Saturday or Sunday? Right, so partner with your upline for help is a great way to do it. Okay, next slide, please. And then here's the key. Fortune is in the follow-up, and this is where I feel like a lot of people fall short. 76% of Americans would like to start their own business. 3 out of 4 people in America would like to start their own business. They're just waiting for us to share, and then they're waiting for us to follow up. We have to follow up with them because people are looking for multiple income streams. They're looking for additional ways to make income. Okay, we can ask those questions. We can ask them for their business and we can present what's best for them. We can walk through them getting started. And then we set up a follow-up schedule. Here's what I think you should do. Again, I can't tell you what to do. You're an independent associate, but here's what I think you should do. For every new person you start, you say to them, I'm going to tell you, you can contact me anytime you want. You can shoot me a text, you give me a call. I am here to help you. We're in this together. But I also want to make sure that you have the support you need. So here's what we're going to do. For the first week, I'm going to talk to you every day, even if it's only for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to talk to you every week. So every day for a week, I'm going to talk to you every week for a month and every month for a year. And we're going to have that set in stone, and that's our time to speak. So you've always got a time to talk to me, follow up and have those questions. But of course, you can contact me anytime. Right? This is what I think is important. Next slide. Okay. I zipped through those eight steps, right? Really, really fast. But you can see here, those first 4 about helping the new person make commitment. And then the second 4, steps 5, 6, 7, 8, are about helping people achieve consistency. Consistency will bring success in a way that one-hit wonders never will. This is what you can do as a pace setter. You are now setting the pace for the people that will follow you. You are being the responsible sponsor and the leader for them. And then they're going to do the same for their people, who are going to do the same for their people. And before you know it, your team will start to grow and grow in a way that you cannot even begin to comprehend. It's the power of compounding interest. Okay. It will be a beautiful journey. It will be a frustrating journey. It will be a happy journey. It will be a crazy journey. It'll be all of those things. But it'll be ultimately a really fulfilling one as you help people achieve their goals and their dreams. Charla quoted it earlier. It's one of my favorite quotes from Zig Ziglar. If you help people get what they want, you can have everything you want. Next slide, please. And this is what I'm going to finish on. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time. And it's about making that commitment within here to start and the consistency to finish. I will not quit. I will go and I will do. This is from Denzel Washington. He's a 2-time Oscar-winning actor, a phenomenal human being. He said, dreams without goals are just dreams, and ultimately they fuel disappointment. On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you'll never start. But without consistency, you'll never finish. This is what I wanted to share with you today. This is what's in my heart. You have been given so many great nuts and bolts, how-tos, actual things to take away and apply into your business. The only regret that I have about the Pacesetter Masterclass sometimes is that we don't charge for it. Because this would be a $5,000 training. This would be a $10,000 training. I want you to treat it as such, right? You have earned this training. This is not open to the public. It is a Pacesetter Masterclass for each and every one of you because you have shown us that you have commitment and that you are willing to go and build consistency. We are here to support you every step of the way. Charla introduced you to the team, and they are just a small fraction of the thousands of employees that come to work every day at USANA with one goal in mind: to help you build your business, to help you achieve your dreams, to help you help build the dreams of other people. That's what we do every day. That's why we as a corporate team are here on a Saturday right here with you, right? Taking time away from our own families. Why? Because we want you to have the chance to spend more time with your family. That's what we do. That's why we're here. And in that partnership together, we can bless the lives of millions of people all over the world. And it starts right here. So I want to say a big congratulations again. Thank you so much for all that you do. Let's go out there and make it happen. I want us to put our foot on the accelerator. I want you to look at what you've done. Go do it again. If you've enrolled 2 people, go enroll 2 more. If you've enrolled 4 people and you're platinum, go enroll 4 more. Right? This is what we want, because you will be a great example, and you, by being you, will open the door of opportunity to others. Thank you so much for everything. We are here to support you every step of the way. I appreciate, again, everyone that's done the training on here. It has been world class. Charla, I'll hand it back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Stephen. Oh my gosh, isn't he amazing, guys? Put your takeaways in the chat. We're going to do the drawing here in about 30 seconds for our winners, and they're going to get a full box of the probiotic and booster C. And why are we doing these? You can be generous. You can share these. I love the fact that you have a little small samples that you can share with people and take that and multiply your business. Yes, consistency and commitment, right? Commitment and consistency. You can have the commitment, but if you don't have the consistency, nothing happens. So many amazing takeaways from Stephen's presentation. Put them in the chat. Let's make sure we've got that from the 8 steps to the ABC, that you're that bridge to connect. Consistency brings success, and you set the pace for others to follow. That is huge. Whatever you want in your team, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and then become that. Become what you want your team to be, because they will emulate, they will follow what you set as the pace for them. So we would love for you to join us at an event that is coming up in January. We told you about the San Antonio event in November, but now we're going to talk to you about Vision Summit. Why? Because it's happening in January and we're doing this event in October. So of course we want you to be there. Next slide. We're going to go pretty quickly through these slides. You're going to have the opportunity to stand in a sea of amazing achievers like this and unlock the potential for yourself. Be surrounded by hundreds, not dozens, hundreds of people in person at the USANA headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. Next slide. So you'll be able to gain insights, tailored workshops. There's going to be a manufacturing tour, so you get a behind the scenes tour that is special, that is different from the tour that you would receive if you went to convention. This is just for our Vision Summit achievers. So you'll have some early access, some time to the science team to be able to connect with them, interactive roundtable events that will be happening throughout it, cast your vision for 2025 all together. So this is what we want for you. You can earn this where you have the 2-night free accommodation plus meals and transportation. So if you don't have a plan to get there, then immediately after this call, you're talking to your mentor. You're setting up a call with them to make sure you have a plan to achieve this. You've got about 6 weeks left, so we know you can do it. All right, next slide. Here's the behind the scenes, just give you some of the past ones. Next slide, you can see we're going to treat you with goodies. You're going to get all kinds of little gifts and things. You're going to refine skills, expand your mindset. Again, we told you about the scientists, workshops, learn more about the culture of USANA. Next slide. And then craft your vision forward. All right, now let's talk about how you achieve it on the next slide. January 16th through 18th, mark your calendar, tell your spouse, your family, you're going to be gone. Tell them today. Yes, before you've even achieved it, tell them that if you are working another job, take those days off. Send the email today to your boss. Make sure that they know that you're going to be in Salt Lake City. And that is right now, that's saying, I'm going to do this and making that final decision that this is going to happen. Next slide. All right, 2 ways to qualify, rank advancement or leadership. December 6th, so the week of December 6th is the final week for you to qualify. Next slide. For most of you, it's going to be rank advancing to the level of achiever, and then or director or bronze or silver, okay? And then maintaining that level for an additional week. So let's say we have 6 weeks left. That means if you're not quite yet achiever, then achieving the level of achiever for 1 week, and then somewhere between now and December 6th, achiever again, being paid as achiever again. All right, that gets you invited to attend Vision Summit. If you're already at the level of achiever, then it's director that is your next step, right? The additional week does not have to be in consecutive order. It can be any time in those 6 weeks. Next slide. All right. Every week that you maintain that rank advancement, so let's say you get to achiever for the first time, it's going to qualify you to receive $100 flight credit. So you can receive up to $400 in flight credit earned. So if you were promoted to achiever and then paid as achiever 4 more weeks, you get $400 in flight credit. For those associates who have rank advanced to gold and above, you can qualify to receive up to a $600 airfare voucher. Next slide. All right. And then if you are already gold and above, then you have to promote 2 achievers. So help 2 people get to achiever that are personally sponsored associates, and you'll be invited to Vision Summit. So most of you are not yet gold, right? This shows you how everything is designed to work together. So by you achieving achiever, you're helping your first upline gold to be then achieving this Vision Summit as well, right? So you want to be doing this. That's why we always say we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves, right? You're not in business by yourself. You're surrounded by others. And when we give you promotions and things like this to achieve, we want to make sure that we are helping everyone maximize it. Next slide. Okay, so this is just kind of summary of it. 2-night free accommodation to attend this event, business and leadership training, product concept training, exclusive experiences that are only in Salt Lake City, masterclass with USANA scientists. So think about this with the USANA scientists about the product deep dive, executive roundtables, swag. Of course, you're going to get some USANA special gifts that you don't get anywhere else, transportation, and a flight voucher if that's earned. So set your sights on Vision Summit. We want to see you there. All right, before we wrap up, we can go from slides now just to video. I want to thank some amazing people, Riley Prieto, I'm sorry, Lena on, and 80 have been doing slides. Riley is our coordinator, wrangling everyone and making sure that everyone's in the position and that she's got the interpreters where they need to be. I want to thank all of our amazing interpreters. Thank you for juggling this and going between English and Chinese and being in the right channels for us. All of our speakers today, thank you guys for everything that you poured into this. And now I've got the names for our drawing. You will receive both of these. Okay, so our team is feeling really generous today. All right, the first winner is going to be Elizabeth Zettel, Elizabeth Zettel, you will be getting these in the mail. Congratulations. Sandy Oprendeck, you are the next winner of this drawing. Jenny Carpenter, you are the third, and Ivy Wu. So Elizabeth Zettel, Sandy Oprendeck, Jenny Carpenter, and Ivy Wu. Congratulations, you get Booster C600 and our amazing probiotic. Go all in, guys. Set your sights on Vision Summit. But just like we started in the beginning, visualize yourself a year from now and do what Stephen said. Make the final commitment and go all in for the next 12 months. Mark your calendar that for October 19th, 2025, that's the day you can take your foot off the gas if you want to. But between now and then, every opportunity that's put in front of you, go for it. Achieve it. If there's a new promotion, make it happen. If it's a new pack that's launched, and whatever it is for you, if it's the promotion like we have right now, the 18th through the 21st, then maximize your contribution and the people that you reach through that time period by daily action. Decide how many people are you going to connect with each and every day. What is that going to look like for you over this next year? And then go all in. You know, as you think of an event like this, it's easy to have a lot of notes and then go on about your life. But I want to challenge you. If you can't do it right now, then set a time sometime today where you can get alone with yourself, go back through your notes and pick three things that are going to be the game changer in your business, that you're going to decide today you're going to do differently, and then implement it immediately. Take these notes and set a time in your calendar at least once a month to go back through these notes and just find one thing that can make the difference for you, that can be the game changer in the month of November, in the month of December, in the month of January. What you've received right here today is so rich that it can keep teaching you in this next year. If you will apply it and you will spend that time to really go back through and assess for yourself where you are and where you want to be and what's going to be the one key thing for me to make that shift into the next gear and go achieve my dreams. Thank you guys for being here, for all the amazing comments in the chat. Thank you for achieving Pace Setter, and we will see you at Vision Summit. Bye, everyone.